Well, good morning. Welcome. We'll start in a seated position today. So take a moment to settle into a comfortable seat. You might be sitting cross legged, as I am. You might be sitting in another way, but just take a moment to settle in and notice how you're feeling today. Start with a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through the mouth. Twice more. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. All right, one more deep breath in and out through the mouth. All right, bring your palms together in front of your heart, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward and up. Start to reach up through one hand and up through the other side, left and right a few times. Just gently tug on your fingers a little bit here as you reach up through one arm and then the other. And after a few times, side to side, then we'll let the hands separate, take them behind the back, interlace the fingers there, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up across the chest, begin to gently turn the head from side to side. And after you've turned your head a few times side to side, reach your chin up and drop it down. Again, lifting up and dropping down. And then once more lifting and dropping. All right, so as you bring your head back up to center, release the hands, let them come to rest on the floor. And then we'll just walk the right hand out a little bit and lean into it. Take your left hand to your left shoulder and then start to rotate. Take a few circles in one direction. And then a few circles the opposite way. All right, sweep your left arm up alongside your head. Reaching with that left hand, squeeze and release the fingers a few times, as well as rotate through your wrist. A couple times each way. All right, then as you inhale, lift up. And exhale, left hand comes to the floor. Walk it out a little bit, leaning into it. Right hand comes to the right shoulder. And again, start to rotate. A couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, and then right arm sweeps up alongside your head. Reaching with the right hand, squeeze and release the fingers, as well as rotate through the wrist. Again, a few times each way. All right, another inhale lifts you up. And exhale, release your hand down. All right, so we'll transition onto hands and knees. And so as you bring yourself onto hands and knees, we'll take hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we'll start with a few cycles of cat and cow. So when you breathe in, let the belly drop, lifting your head and your tailbone. And then as you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, round your back, chin toward the chest. Again, inhale, belly drops, head and tail lift up. And exhale, tuck and round. A few more times like that, breathing in. And breathing out. And one more breath. All right, so bring your torso back to neutral. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, take your hips up into the air so we come into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide and then lift and lower your heels. Bend one knee, straighten the opposite leg so that heel drops a little bit closer toward the floor. Switch back and forth. One knee bent, one leg relatively straight. Back and forth a few times. All right, then release down to your knees. Step the left foot out to the side so it's directly out from your hip. And then just walk your hands in so that you can lift up. So that's left leg out to the side. And then take your left hand down your left leg, right arm up alongside your head. Take 3 rounds of breath here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. And 1 more breath. All right, now inhale and lift up. Exhale, release that right arm down. We'll step the left foot forward into a short lunge. So the knee is roughly over the ankle. Take the right hand across to rest on the left knee. And then sweep your left hand forward and up and back and down, rotating through the shoulder. Spread the fingers wide apart. All right, 1 more cycle of breath. All right, take the hands down to the floor and step your right foot forward so you come into a forward fold. Now you can take your feet nice and wide apart here, especially if the backs of your legs tend to feel a little bit tight. You can also keep your knees slightly bent. And so as you're folding forward, your hands might grab your elbows, hands might grab your ankles, or rest on the floor or a block if you want a little bit of support for your hands. Let the head hang heavy. Shake it yes and no. All right, take a deep breath in. Come up halfway. Take your hands up to your shins. Elongate the arms, the legs, lengthen out the spine. And then bend your knees, hands to the floor. Walk the feet back, again into downward dogs. So hips up in the air. All right, and then release down to your knees. This time it's right foot out to the side, so directly out from your hip. Walk your hands in, lifting up. And then we'll let that right hand rest on the right leg and sweep the left arm up alongside the head. Again, sensing into the left side of the body as you take 3 rounds of breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. And 1 more breath. All right, and then lift up. Release your left arm, step the right foot forward into a short lunge. So you've got your knee roughly over your ankle. Take the left hand across to rest on the right knee and then sweep your right hand forward and up. And then back and down, rotating through the shoulder, but also feeling the torso move into a twist as your arm goes back. So gently pulling yourself into and out of a twist by the movement of your arm. All right, take 1 more cycle of breath. All right, both hands to the floor. Step the left foot forward so you again come into your forward fold. As before, you can step your feet wide or close together. Bend your knees or start to straighten your legs. Give the head a little shake out, yes and no. All right, and then this time we'll walk the hands all the way up the fronts of the legs, rising up to stand. And so as you come to stand, keep your left foot forward, and then we'll step back with the right foot. So right toes are turning slightly out to the side, left foot is pointing forward, and then we'll take the arms forward and let the palms touch. So take a moment to land evenly into both of your feet. Balance out the weight front to back. Feel the connection of palm and palm. And then take a deep breath in. Expanding the back and then exhale to the left. Send your left arm out and back. Again, with your inhale, arms come back together. Feel your back expand and inflate. Exhale, twisting to the left. All right, one more breath. All right, turn both palms up. Inhale, reach up. Turn the torso to the right and exhale, lower your arms. Again, turn over to the left. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale over to the right, lower the arms. So it should feel a bit like making a snow angel, but you're twisting in the middle of it. So arms are going up to the left and down to the right. 2 more breaths. And last one. All right, bring the palms together in front of the heart. Shift your weight forward. I'm going to balance on this left foot. So practicing a posture called tree pose. You can stay on your mat, or if you need to be kind of close to a wall for a little bit of support for your balance, move yourself near a wall. But balancing on this left foot first, right knee points out to the side, and then just start to walk your right foot in so it comes a little closer to the left ankle. So you might pause here. Most of the weight in the left foot, just a little bit of weight in that right ball of the foot. If you're feeling pretty steady, you can come up a little further. Maybe your foot comes up to your inner calf or your inner thigh. But wherever you bring that right foot, really squeeze the legs into each other. So you start to feel like your 2 legs are becoming one trunk of this tree pose. Left foot roots down. Top of the head rises up. Palms can be at the heart. Maybe you have one hand over at the wall for support. And then just let your eyes focus on one spot. Maybe it's a spot on the floor or the wall. And you hold your visual focus there. As you breathe, let the body wobble a little bit, as it will do. All right, take 3 more breaths. All right, after your 3rd breath, release. You can give yourself a little shakeout if you need to or want to. And then we'll do that little sequence on the other side. So just start with right foot forward, step your left foot back, left toes turn out just a little bit. Again, we'll take the arms forward, bring the palms together. And then before we move, balance out the weight between your 2 feet. So evenly press into both feet, evenly press the palms into each other. All right, deep breath in. Filling up the back, and then exhale as you twist to the right. So right arm out and back. Again, with your inhale, the arms come back together. Exhale and twist over to your right side. All right, one more, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, turn both palms up. Inhale, reach up. Turn the torso to the left. Exhale, lower your arms down. Turning back over to the right. Inhale, reach up. Turning back to the left. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. All right, one more breath. All right, palms together in front of the heart. Shift the weight forward. We'll do tree pose on the right foot this time. So again, you might be standing with one hand near the wall if you want a little bit of support, but most of the weight going into the right foot. Bend the left knee out to the side, and then just start to walk the left foot in. And maybe you come right to the ankle and stay there, focusing most of the weight into that right foot. If you're feeling pretty steady, walk your foot up a little bit, maybe to your inner calf, maybe to your inner thigh. And then As we did on the first side, allow your eyes to focus on one spot. So visually, you're just holding your gaze on one spot. In yoga, we call it the drishti, or the focal point. So focus the eyes. Allow the body to wobble as it will. And slow the breath. Take another 3 breaths. And after your third breath, release the pose. Give yourself a little shake out. And then we'll turn and step wide on the mat. Turn the right toes out towards the short edge of the mat. Turn the left toes slightly in so that your legs are rotating, but slightly in a different way each leg. So right leg is rolling out, left leg is rolling in. All right, so from here, take your arms over your legs. And then as you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, bend your right knee and take your arms over your legs. Again, with an inhale, reach up, straighten the right leg. Exhale and bend the right knee. All right, one more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Now keep the right knee bent. Inhale as you lean back towards your left leg. So left hand goes down, right arm goes up and slightly back. Again, that right knee is still bent. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left arm up alongside your head. All right, 2 more times. Inhale up and back. Exhale, shift forward. All right, one more, breathing in. And breathing out. Now pause here in side angle pose, lengthening left hand away from left foot. Get very little weight in this lower arm. Now some may be able to reach that right hand down towards the floor or to a block. But if you've got your forearm resting on your thigh, let it be very little pressure, very little weight. 2 more breaths. All right, and then inhale, lift up, straightening that right leg. Exhale and release your left arm down. All right, we'll switch sides. So turn the left toes out, right toes slightly in. Again, notice the difference in the way that the legs are rotated. And then we'll take the arms over the legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and bend your left knee, arms back over the legs. Twice more. Inhale, reach up and straighten. Exhale, bend, reach out. All right, one more, breathing in. And breathing out. Now keeping the left knee bent, inhale and lean back towards your right leg. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, left forearm to thigh. Right arm up alongside your head. Twice more, inhale up and back. And exhale, shift forward. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out. Now pause here in your side angle pose. Get really long on the right side of your body. Very little weight in the lower arm. You may be able to reach your hand to the floor, but keep this knee bent. 2 more breaths. All right, inhale, lift up. Straighten the left leg. Exhale. Release the right arm down. All right, now step near the back of the mat. Take your feet about hip distance apart. As you inhale, squat into chair pose, hips back, bend the knees, float your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs and walk out to one more downward dog. So hips up. All right, take a breath in and rock forward into plank pose. Now as you exhale, release to your knees, your belly. Bend your elbows, come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Walk the arms forward and then take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Gently pressing down into your forearms as you reach your heart forward, reach back through your toes. If this is too much compression on your low back, you can take your arms a little bit further forward, just lowering yourself a little bit. All right, once again, let the head turn side to side. And then again, drop the chin toward the chest. And lift it up. Just moving through whatever range of motion is comfortable for your neck, lifting and dropping. All right, one more breath. All right, as you bring your head back up to center, lower your heart down to the floor. Take the arms alongside the torso, and then we'll take a deep breath in and lift head and chest. Lift your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then lift your legs so you're reaching back through fingers and toes, strongly contracting the back side of the body as we begin to open up across the front side of the body. Couple deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. And then release your feet, release your arms and your head. Let your knees bend, gently sway the feet side to side, releasing any remaining contracting on the back side of the body. All right, release your feet down to the floor. Press yourself back up onto hands and knees. From this position, we'll extend the left leg back in space. So just reach your left leg straight back. And then imagine that there's something heavy sitting on the back of your left leg. So you're kind of pushing up against it so that the back of your left leg remains engaged instead of just hanging there. All right, so left leg is pushing up against an invisible surface, an invisible weight, and then take the right arm forward. So left leg, right arm. All right, now take your right arm out to the side. Bend the elbow, let your right hand come to your low back or your middle back potentially. You're internally rotating your shoulder. And then take that right arm back out to the side. And then forward. And now down to the floor, cross your left leg over the right leg, drop the toes, and then curve your spine to the right. So you're peeking back at that left foot. Sensing all the way up the left side of the body. All right, bring your torso back to neutral. Step your left foot forward to your left hand. And we did a short lunge earlier, so we're going to lengthen the lunge this time. So scoot the right knee back a little bit. So you've got a bit more space between the front foot and the back knee. And then with the weight in your right hand here, it could be your palm flat on the floor. You could come up onto a fist if it bothers your wrist. Or if you have a block or similar, you can use that for support as well. All right, so as we twist to the left hand is on the left thigh. Just let the torso twist as the hips are dropping down and forward. Perhaps you turn your head and look back. For some, it may be comfortable and possible to bend that right knee and reach back and catch your foot. But consider that optional. All right, take 3 breaths. All right, after your third breath, release back to hands and knees. So left leg comes back. And we'll do the second side of that sequence. So take your right leg back this time, lifting it up about the same height as your torso. But again, imagine that there's something heavy sitting on that right leg that you're pushing up against. So you want to feel like that lifted leg stays strong. All right, then left arm goes forward. Right leg, left arm. All right, then take your left arm out to the side. Bend the elbow, take the left hand to your low back or middle back. So you internally rotate your left shoulder. And then take the left arm back out to the side. And forward. And then down to the floor. Now we'll cross this right leg over the left leg, dropping the toes. Curve the spine to the left, peeking back at the right foot. Sensing all the way up the right side of the body. Couple rounds of breath. All right, bring the torso back to neutral. Pick that right foot up, step it forward to the right hand. Again, lengthening the lunge this time, so scoot your left knee back an inch or two. Take the weight into your left hand. Could be palm on the floor, could be up on a fist, or hand on a block. And then twisting to the right. Hips are dropping down, torso twists over towards your right side. And then right hand on your right leg, or maybe you bend your left knee, reach back and catch the foot. All right, 3 deep breaths. All right, after your third breath, release back to hands and knees. So right leg goes back. And this time we'll take a seat in child's pose. So big toes together, knees apart, and then fold over or between your thighs. Release your head toward the floor. We'll take 5 cycles of breath here, just settling into a sense of ease. Releasing effort. Take one more breath. All right, and then we'll come back into a seated position. And we'll close with a breathing practice called alternate nostril breathing. And so as you find your comfortable seat, again, it could be a cross-legged seat, or you can sit really any way that you feel comfortable where your torso is upright. So finding your comfy seat, you'll use your right hand and then take your peace fingers in toward the palm so that you have your thumb and your ring finger to block your nostrils. So right thumb goes to right nostril, and then inhale through the left side. Close it off, open the right, and exhale. Inhale, right side. Close it off, open the left, exhale. Inhale, left side. Close it off, open the right, exhale. Inhale, right side. Close it off, exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. And then just release your hand down, checking back in with your insides, feeling the energy that you're made of, and observing any particular sensation, thought, or emotion that might be present for you. And then we'll join our palms in front of our hearts, bowing to the light within ourselves as well as each other. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May we know peace. Thank you again for joining me. See you again next Monday, 9 o'clock. Bye-bye.